It just is made in China. That's the only kind it has in the house. I love that color too. They're probably all too nice.
Good morning. Welcome to our third college athletic commitment ceremony for the 2015-2016 school year. The 13 student athletes committing today joined 26 others from our two previous ceremonies to bring the total for the year to 38 Bolles students who have committed to participate in college athletics. Thank you to everyone here today for the support and encouragement you've given to the young men and women on the stage. They are some of the greatest ambassadors for spreading the word about the Bolles community and its mission. These student athletes are here today because they've worked incredibly hard for years to be able to continue competing in the sports they love at the college level. I'm sure they would all agree that without the love and support of their families, friends, teachers, advisors, teammates, and coaches, they may not be seated before you today. We will all miss these student athletes as they move on to college. Nevertheless, we're confident that as they continue in their athletic endeavors, they will continue to be successful not only as athletes, but as citizens and members of the community. Now I'd like to introduce Eagle Booberman to speak about two of our tennis players.
Hello everybody, can you hear me?
Hello.
This is some serious stuff right here. I'm very, very proud of Noah and Trippy. I had the pleasure to work with them for the last 3 years. And at that time it was a big deal because I met them in New York, and both families made a huge commitment, and they invested fully in giving these kids their opportunity to pursue a college career and to train and evolve to be an amazing student athlete. So Noah is going to go to Penn State, 35 in the country, and he's part of, I think it's the 10th recruiting class in the nation, not too shabby. And Trippy had a very, very solid junior career, breaking the top 12 in Florida and signing with DePaul. So I'm a happy coach. They're happy parents, and I just want to thank you guys for the effort, and thank the family and Bolles for giving these kids the opportunity to pursue a student athlete career at college.
Hi, my name is Chris Register. I'm here to represent Grace Calavan. Before I begin, I want to say congratulations to every student athlete we have here. This is pretty special. This is really neat. So congratulations, guys. All right, now I get to brag about Grace. Okay, Grace Calavan is what a student athlete at Bolles should look like. She exemplifies academic success. To date, her GPA is a 4.6 weighted, so a lot better than what I did in school. And on top of all that academic rigor that they have here at Bolles, she also has been able to show distinction in the sport of rowing. As a junior, she set the girls' all-time 2,000-meter record for the Bolles crew, as well as bringing home the first varsity state title to girls' crew. This year, at the state championship, she placed second. It's because of these successes as a student athlete here at Bolles that she was able to be recruited at Georgetown University. I hope this is just the beginning of a very promising future, and wish you the best of luck over the next 4 years. Congratulations, Grace. And we'll come up with track and field.
I'm going to talk for a lot longer, so I hope nobody cares about third period. I see some of my former teachers out here. I see Dean Hill, I see Maria Marks. I don't see any of my math teachers. But if there was a math teacher in here, they would hear that when Matt said we have 13 signers today, and we've had 26 sign already, and we have 38 that have signed. You'd think, that doesn't add up. That's because I'm going to talk about Holly Weber and Robert Yardley. Holly Weber is such a fantastic athlete that she has actually signed previously this year with a different college for a different sport.
And then there was a very lucrative offer that came in from Naval Academy for track and field, which she's taking advantage of. But I'm going to talk about Robert and Holly, it's fantastic that they're here together and that I get to speak about them at the same time, because there's so many qualities about the two of them that are so similar. And I'm going to speak about them kind of as a group, and I'll speak a little bit about them individually. I'm the head coach of a large program. We have a total of 180 students, counting from the middle school all the way up to the upper school, 120 upper school, and 12 assistants. And I don't always get to spend a lot of time with every one of the groups, but I do actually get to coach these two. These are some of the ones that are in my groups. Robert runs hurdles with me, and he works with Eli Sundquist and our jumps coach in Jacksonville Athletic Club. Eli has been working with both Holly and Robert in the jumps throughout their career here. And Holly works with me and Matt Henson, who's our 400-meter coach, but also jumps with Coach Eli. And so the assistant coaches who work with them year-round deserve a lot of credit alongside they do for the accomplishments they've had. One thing that both Robert and Holly kind of get is that even though this is track and field and they're individual athletes competing in individual sports, both of them really grasp the team concept of this. Holly embraces it even more so that she's on two teams during the same time during the same season, trying to help both of them be successful and really trying to do everything she can to contribute to Bolles. But both of them get it. Both of them are phenomenal athletes that we can see the second they step on the track, while these kids are going to be special. Robert, we saw in 9th grade, and Holly came out last year as a junior to kind of do some preseason work with us during conditioning to get ready for softball. And we're all looking at her like, wow, she's shockingly fast. We need to try to find a way to work with Coach Collins to keep her out as much as possible. And Coach Collins, I don't know if he's here, but we're very appreciative of him sharing her with us. She would commonly come out during 8th period when she didn't have a class and do her track workouts with us, and then go to softball so she could be a part of both teams. Both of them are phenomenally gifted in many different things, and it's hard for us as coaches to narrow down what we want them to focus on to help the team at the state meet. There are 17 events in high school track and field, and honestly, they could have placed in the top 4 of the district in probably 15 of those 17 events. Both of them are very appreciative that I never put them in the mile or the 2 mile, but other than that, I think they could be incredibly competitive in just about everything. They are fierce competitors. They're the type of students that, if it comes down to the chips are on the table and there's a track meet to be won or lost with one relay leg, on the boys or girls side, as a coach, you have no qualms at all about giving them the baton and say, go win it for us. Because they're either going to win it or they're going to die on the track at some point during the race trying to win it for you. And that's the kind of thing that you can't give competitiveness to kids. You can nurture it, you can help grow it, you can give an opportunity to be shown, but both of them have an innate competitive nature fiercely. And that makes it easy for us as coaches. The hardest decision we have to make with them is, what events do we want you in? What do we think you can help us the most in? Robert really embraced that team concept, because he could have advanced the state meet in 4 or 5 different things this past week at the region meet, and he will be at the state meet in 4 different events next week. And we had to actually ask him to step back out of one of his premier events, because we thought we might end up using him on a relay team at the state meet, and there's a limit to how many things you can do. And so when I approached him with the concept of, look, I didn't know you were going to qualify and all these other things. He said, Coach, whatever's the best thing I can do for the team, I'm happy to do it. And so, we talk about that great example of giving up personal accomplishments to do what you can for the team. Holly, all over the place, she helps us everywhere. A great example of her caring more about the team is last year for the state meet, she qualified on this relay team, which we thought could do really well, and the 400, which we thought, you might do okay. But the only problem is the 2 events were back-to-back. Literally, she would run one, she would stay on the track for about 5 minutes, have to step on the line for the other. And the one that was more beneficial for the team was the relay, the first one. And she didn't complain one bit about it. If you know Holly well, you know that no matter how much pain she's in, she's just got a smile on her face, just happy as can be, which is fun. We'll go through a hard workout, and Hannah Pataki will be throwing up over here, and Holly will be just as tired, but she's got a big, tired smile on her face. Just great kids. We ask our track kids to do 3 things. We ask them to show up every day. We ask them to work hard every day. We ask them to be a good teammate. And those are lessons that have built our track program to be what it is. Our girls have won 7 region titles in school history, and we've won 7 in a row. All 7 of them have been consecutive. And our boys have won, I think, like 7 district titles in a row. And that's because we ask them to do those 3 things. Those are lessons for life, and nobody exemplifies that better than Robert and Holly. This is Robert's first year doing just track. He came out for track as a freshman. He's been on the team every year, but he's gone from track to soccer and track to soccer. And we've always said, if you ever want to just give this a shot, give us a year, and we show you what you can do in track, I promise you, you can be fantastic at it. And so this was the first year as a senior. He said, all right, I'm going to try to do as well as I can in track. And he's been right on the cusp of qualifying for the state championship a lot of times, but never made it until this year. And this year, he's going to be there in 4 different events. He is going to be going to UNC Charlotte as a decathlete. I was a decathlete in college, and my coach was a coach named Jerry Clayton. Jerry Clayton coached a guy named, the coach who is now the coach at UNC Charlotte, so my college coach loves the decathlon, so I love the decathlon. His athletes love the decathlon, and now Robert is going to be competing for Coach Olson at UNC Charlotte, who is also Coach Eli's coach in college. So it's a fun little coaching tree. And UNC Charlotte has made a point of trying to come and recruit our program as much as possible. The U.S. Naval Academy coach went out of her way to come down to a meet about 1.5 years ago just to find us. She said, where are you going to be? And I said, we're going to be at Episcopal. She's like, okay, I'm coming to Jackson, I'm coming to Episcopal. Talk to me about who you have. And so we gave her a couple names, and we're like, you need to talk to Holly. And so that kind of started the dialogue with Naval Academy. And then about 2 or 3 months ago, she reached out to Holly and said, where are you going to be on this day? She's like, we're going to Deltona. Nobody knows where Deltona is. But the Naval Academy coach hops on a plane, flies to Deltona. We put Holly in a couple different events, some things that she hasn't done previous this year. She just blows the field away. The coach is incredibly impressed, and that's what led us away from playing softball in college to running track in college for the Naval Academy. One small anecdotal story I'll tell about Holly before I get music plays and I've been forced off the stage. She had a terrible, just nasty looking softball injury about 2 weeks ago, where everything on her leg from the knee to about the ankle was a swollen, yellow, purple, just disgusting looking specimen of leg. And it was incredibly painful. And not once did she complain about it. We're looking at her and like, we're not sure you can run with that. She's like, I'll be fine, just smile. And she fought through it and ran fantastically well at the district meet, ran really well at the region meet, didn't complain a single time. And she'll be at the state meet next week on the 4x400 meter relay. Both our boys and girls teams have great chances to be very competitive and finish very high at the state meet. And it's going to be because not only the individual accomplishments, individual achievements that Holly and Robert are going to have for us, but also their leadership as seniors, showing everyone else this is how you would work hard and have achievements. I could go on for a long time. Holly is also our school record holder of the triple jump. I think my time is probably up, so let me just say congratulations to Holly and Robert. Loved having you. I'm going to miss you desperately, and good luck in the future. Up next is going to be Rick Root from the golf team.
Thank you. I'm going to start out with something I've scripted here to give you a little background on Mike. He's 4 years here. It's my pleasure to introduce Mike. He's going to play golf next year on the men's team at the University of North Florida. He's been on the Bolles golf team since 2012 as a freshman. And it was all 4 of his years, he was either number 1 or number 2 on the team. He was a co-captain this last year, and he had a scoring average of even par. High school golf is only 2.5 months out of a year, and the rest of the time they don't go off. The really good players don't go off and do something else. They play golf year-round, probably like all these other athletes. They might be in high school, their high school sport for a short period of time, but they're doing it all year long in their training. That's why they get nationally ranked. Mikey's ranked 11th at Junior Golf Scoreboard for the 2016 graduates in the state of Florida. But during his 4 years, what he's contributed to the team, the team has won 4 district titles. They finished first or second in all 4 of the regional tournaments. And in the state championship, the teams finished 6th, 5th, 3rd, and 2nd. You don't get that kind of accomplishment without a team and without a leader. and Mikey's kind of been the face of the team and the leader for many years. Right from the beginning, he made his mark and took his spot, and he never gave it up. This past year, Mikey, in the district tournament, shot 67 at 500 par to win the district title. The regional tournament, he shot 100 par, and the team finished second to advance us to the state championship, where we finished sixth. And Mikey finished third out of 96 players, which is quite an accomplishment. I have a little story I kind of want to tell about Mikey that I believe identifies him and what makes him such a good potential and a great player. There aren't many high school players that I think could beat Mikey. Now, he might say there aren't any that can beat him. And he would say that politely, but he would say it. And he might say even his dad couldn't beat him, and his uncle, and he'd proud about that too. But it's that inner arrogance, that self-confidence that separates him from the good and the great. And I think that's, I want to tell you the story. It actually happened in 2013 at the state championship. And this is kind of an example of what separates him. It was the first day of the state championship, didn't go well. He shot, you can tell by looking at his face, he remembers that. It was 81. It was the worst round he'd had. And through his whole high school career, he played 18-hole matches or rounds in his state series between district, regional, and state. And that was the worst round he'd ever had, 81. So the next day he comes out and I see him on the 8th hole, and he's 8 over after 8 holes. It's not going well. And his ball off the tee on number 9 is in the woods. So it's looking like it's going to be 9 over after 9 holes. And then he'd have to par out to even tie what he did the day before, so it's not looking very good. Well, I'm not going to give you the hole by hole, but in the next 10 holes, counting that 9th hole, Mikey made 5 birdies in 10 holes. In the 5 holes he didn't birdie, he parred. So he shot 75 that day after being 8 over through 8 holes and helped his team finish third. So that's, to me, that's a testimony that the guy, he just doesn't quit. When I saw him on the 9th hole, I'm sure I made some coaching comment that was real motivational, but then he hit it on the green and made a long putt and got started on his birdie run. So he shot 4 under par in the back 9. One of the players he was playing with made a comment to me after, when he was probably had 3 or 4 holes. He says, "Coach, this is the best comeback I've ever seen," and it really was. But Mikey is a really good player, and he's going to be a really great player the more experience he has. And he's got a great team, and everybody that's up here will probably attest to the fact that it takes a team to get to where each one of these student athletes are. It takes parents, it takes coaches, it takes all different kinds of coaches, actually, physical as well as mental, all that stuff. So with that, I'd like to ask you to please join me and congratulate Michael for his And now I'd like to, don't all leave now. I know you're all here for Mikey. I'd like to have John and Katie come up with swimming and diving.
It's like James Bond.
All right. Try to make this kind of on the quicker side because I know everybody wants to get back to class and continue their studies so they can finish out the year. But real quickly, I really want to thank all the parents and the parents of the athletes, faculty and the staff of Bolles, because without your support, they're not the athletes that they are. We're not the coaches that we are. So thank you all. Congratulations to the athletes through their hard work and dedication to their sport, both on the competitive field as well as academically. The rigors here at Bolles, I know is tough, in addition to the 20-plus hours they put in their sports every week. So it is kind of like having a full-time job plus another full-time job. So their dedication is definitely to be commended. We have, I think, 7 swimmers up here sorry, 6 swimmers and 1 diver up here on the stage. I'm going to let our diving coach, Katie Adams, talk about the diver, and then I'll talk about the swimmers.
Well, first of all, congratulations to all the student athletes up here. I don't think we can say it enough. To be successful at Bolles in academics and in athletics is quite an accomplishment. I know you've heard that all morning long, but I just want to reiterate that, and it's something that everyone should be very proud of. Congratulations to Jed. It's kind of bittersweet when someone who's been on the team since 7th grade is leaving, but very, very proud of you, and really going to miss your leadership and your calm demeanor. Some of Jed's accomplishments briefly. He's a 3-year varsity diver, part of 3 state high school teams, and of course scored points at state meet, so congratulations. And we wish you all the best as you continue to pursue your academic and your diving career at the University of the South. Congratulations.
There was a lot of pressure on Jed this year. Many times he was our only male diver, and sometimes the only diver in the meet, so it was very important that he did win. Keep that tradition going. We'll start at the far end with Simone Stirrup. She will be attending Iona College in New Rochelle, New York. She is one of our boarders from the Bahamas. She's been a member of the Bahamian national team for multiple years. Unfortunately, last year she was supposed to represent the Bahamas in Samoa for the Youth Commonwealth Games, and because of dengue fever or something like that, they ended up pulling out. So she missed out on that opportunity, but has represented them multiple times at their Caribbean championships in Carifta. She's been a big medalist for the Bahamas, a member of our state high school teams, as well as participating at the state meet and contributing to us in dual meets, leadership both in and out of the pool, as well as in the classroom. So congratulations to Simone. Iona's getting a great athlete, and they'll be happy when she gets there and competes for them. The next person is Domenica Acala-Welter. She will be attending Bryant University in Smithfield, Rhode Island. She is also a boarder from Mexico. She made our state team the last 2 years, varsity swimmer, member of both state championship teams, scored in multiple events in dual meets her junior and senior year. She was a consolation finalist this past year at the state meet in the 100 fly. I think she's a little bit on the quiet side, but definitely one of our strongest leaders in her work ethic and her dedication to her academics and her sports as well. So congratulations to Domenico. Next to her is Johan Emmer, another boarder from Switzerland. He was a member of our national high school team, 2014-2015. He will be attending Florida Institute of Technology down in Melbourne, Florida. He was a state finalist in the 500 freestyle this past year. He was part of all of our state championship teams, contributing member throughout the season, scoring points for us in multiple events to help us with our winning streak, and just all around, I think, great character, strong work ethic both in and out of the pool. So congratulations to Johan and Florida Institute. They're getting a top-ranked swimmer there. Next to him is Max Tipkin. He started out as a boarder and is now a day student. He will be attending the University of Connecticut. Max was also part of our national high school teams the last 2 years, or 2 of the last 3 years. Was at our state meet all his years here, was also top 8 finalist in the 50 freestyle his junior year. Max, excellent humor, great person, great character. Definitely, one of the funny guys on the team. You can always look to him for a good laugh. But I think overall he did a great job keeping the team spirits up for all of us. So congratulations to Max and the University of Connecticut. I'm going to skip one and come back to him in a second. At the far end is Vlad Paredes. He will be attending George Washington University in Washington, D.C. He is also a boarder. He brought his younger brother here with him this year. He's from Ecuador. Vlad was also part of our 2014 National Championship team, member of a couple of state teams. This past year he was 7th place in the 500 free, 9th place in the 200 free. He was also a representative. He swam at the Youth World Championships in Singapore this last summer representing Ecuador. Vlad, a little bit on the quieter side as well. Excellent work ethic both in the pool and out. And George Washington will be getting a great athlete from Vlad here. So congratulations to Vlad. And then next to Vlad is John Sukovich, my child. He will be attending Loyola University of Maryland in Baltimore. He was also a contributing member to 2 of our national high school team, national high school championship teams the last couple of years, contributing throughout the season with his hard work and academics as well, scoring in dual meets. He was one that we could put in any event, and kind of like Coach Deering said about the decathlete type of person, he's definitely one of those that can score multiple events. Unfortunately, not the sprinter he wants to be, but can do everything else in the pool. One of our hardest workers and definitely a leader through example. So I'd like to congratulate my son John and the Loyola University. Again, congratulations to all the athletes up here. On the count of 3, you guys all sign. After we're done signing, there's cookies and punch outside and take pictures. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's sign.